Hey, Mo here, HotJet. I want to do the operational and safety video for our Yanmar power units. This would cover our 40 gallon at 2,000, our 20 gallon at 4,000. I have to think, it's the end of the day. I should have some more coffee. And we're also building, what was the 60 gallon at 1,500? Yeah. So that variety, anything powered with the Yanmar, I want to do the safety and overview. Let's start with safety. Every unit comes with this. It's on our website. You can download it. It goes through the aspects of safety. If you've got a hot water unit, it also covers that. Hot water, we recommend no more than 120 degrees. That's kind of your burn point. 130, 140 is where people get burned. 120 cleans the grease really good. But you need to review, have your operational guys sign this at the end of the day or at the end of training. Right there, they got a place where they can sign and witness it before they go out. Super important, nobody gets hurt running this equipment, okay? We're on a long journey of no injuries, so let's keep it that way. If you get hurt, then you can't buy another machine. So that's my strategy. I got my Yanmar hat on. Yanmar builds John Deere. We all kind of know that. The industry knows it. So again, no operation without covering this. Either come into our safety class or follow this. We're going to cover every detail we can think of. We're going to do a quick walk around on the trailer. We also build these on skids that slide into the back of vans. So number one right here, when you're hooking up, whether you've got this type of hitch or the other, what's the other one called? Chris knows all this. Bulldog. Or a bulldog. The bulldog comes up and squishes on the dill, on the ball. This is 2 5/16 inch. There's a little play on these bolts as far as this being able to come up and down, but make sure all this is tight. Make sure you clamp down. Make sure your lights work. Make sure your chains are crisscrossed. Make sure they're not dragging. Twist them. If this is dragging, that's kind of close, but not too bad. You can take that off and twist it, and that'll shorten it. Okay. This is your breakaway. So that needs to be hooked up. That activates your brake, your brakes on the trailer. You've got your jack. Make sure your jack's up before you tow. Make sure everything's secured before you tow. We're going to kind of go over the trailer first, and then we'll do an operational video. I'll have Chris show all the technicalities on running. So safety and operations, we're just going to go over that. You got a sight glass on the back of your pump. You want to make sure it's right at that red dot. Make sure your cap's tight. Excuse me, getting excited here. You got your filter. To clean the filter, you want to shut this off, which it says close right there. Then you can access it to your filter system. I hear that gurgling. That's cool. You've got a primer valve here. If you get a bit of air in the system, InstaPrime. It's the InstaPrime valve. All right. I'm not going to get into technical service, but each one of these has a check valve. Is that 30 millimeter as well? Okay, it's a little bit smaller, but you know, use a star to take these off if you ever get something stuck in a check valve or want to change those. That's a big, heavy-duty pump. We was yet to have to get into that pump, right? The relief valve, you don't need to play with that. That's set. You've got your antifreeze tank. When the season comes, we're the opposite of antifreeze season here right now. When antifreeze system comes, you want to get your antifreeze, use windshield wash. If it's really cold, get -20. They have different grades. You've got like -20, which is regular duty. You got 0, and then you've got +20. Make sure you read on the label that it's going to protect your equipment. It's an expensive pump. It's a great pump, but it is expensive. You don't want to blow the seals out on the pump, or if you have a heater, you don't want to blow your heater up, because water's going to freeze. Okay, if it's going to get below 32, get this inside, or cover it with a heated blanket, or antifreeze it. Okay, one of those three. Okay, when you receive your trailer, these will be marked, and we also send it out with a torque wrench to retighten. It's in your safety manual. Retighten those at 50 to 100 miles. Okay, you don't want a wheel falling off. Okay, we haven't lost one yet. Don't want to lose one. Whenever you run this machine, and when you're finished, do a walk around. Make sure you haven't set like the Warthog up on top here. We get calls all the time. Hey, I lost my Reaper, my Warthog nozzle, whatever it might be. Now inside for safety, we also have the operational equipment notifications up in here. Valving, how the remote works, how the startup procedure. Keep your hands out of the belt. If your hose has got a crack in it, get it replaced. And wear your safety protection gear. Eyeglass and gloves and good boots are mandatory. Okay. The back here, boy, that's a good hose. Getting calls. Okay, so on the back here we got your easy start valve. That's your start position. That's off. This one, that's on, that's off. A little bit different. So that's controlling the big reel with the 500 feet a half. This one's controlling the washdown reel. This is your fill hose reel. Okay? Gauge. Simple stuff. In and out, hydraulic control valve. And that's a micro control valve. You can take that down to just barely moving, or you can move it so fast you can lift a car up in the air. It's pretty powerful. A big hydraulic motor. The controls, which Chris will go over, right here you got your emergency shut-off. We're just doing a basic overview. You got your keys here. We do have water in it, so we'll run it here in this next take. Cones out, gloves, glasses. Make sure wherever you're going to work that you're not going to get run over by a car, and you don't want them running over your hose. That costs you anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000, depending on which hose. If somebody runs over it. Diesel. All the Yanmars are, of course, turbo diesel. Try to keep your diesel as clean as possible. And with the next video, we'll just run it. We'll hook it up and run it. Thanks.